going on, everyone? Let me get him in. 2 days running, working hard, obviously. Yeah, man, got Danny Graham today. A lot of you will know him from, well, if you know football properly, you'll know that he's played everywhere. But a lot of people's entry point into Danny Graham would probably be Swansea. So, love for the feedback, everyone, especially with yesterday's one. That was really, really good. Danny, I think he's here already. We're just going to get him in now. So, alright, big up my hat members of society as well. I see they're in here every time. Let me just get him in. Oh. Okay, here he is. I hope my thing ain't playing up today. I don't know. Guys, can you not see me okay? Because yesterday I had problems with the Wi-Fi.
All right.
What's going on?
Not, mate. How are we?
How you doing?
I'm good, mate. Are you?
I'm good. Can you see me okay, yeah?
Yeah, I see. Got you.
There's no problems with Wi-Fi or anything, no?
I hope not, mate. No.
No. What's going on?
Not a lot, mate. Just back in training now, so pretty much a lot of running every day in training alongside. So nice to be back, mate, but just feels like the pre-season all over again.
Yeah, I was gonna say it must feel like an absolute blow. This is probably apart from if you've been injured, this is probably like the longest you've been off, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think the longest I've had off probably obviously we've had well over 10 weeks before we got back in there, so it was different. It was tough. Obviously, what's been going on, but it's nice to be getting back in full training and contact, which we couldn't do the first week, which was we doing. So it's nice to get back in with the boys and play.
You know you're cutting in and out.
Say again?
Your sound is cutting in and out.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't know. It might be something to do with the hair or something. I don't know.
These long locks making.
But yeah, no, you're cutting it out. I don't know if you can fix that or anything.
I don't know what's up with it, mate. It doesn't seem to be doing anything.
Oh, okay, cool. Let's just see if it fixes, mate. Yeah, so Andy, you were saying?
Say again, buddy.
Yeah, so you had time away. Have you been coping during lockdown? What you been getting up to?
Not a lot, mate, to be honest. It's a lot of homeschooling with the kids and, trying to occupy them most of the day and then finding to get an hour to get and do some runs, which is obviously tough when it's by yourself and you've got no one there to sort of help you along. So it's been tough, mate. Like I say, the hardest part probably being homeschooling and occupying the kids for so long.
Yeah, are you any good at the homeschooling?
No, not great. Let's be honest. I'm not great. The missus has done most of that, so I've kind of dodged a bullet. With me boy, they're only 3 years old, so it's not been too bad with them to occupy them.
Yeah. So, I don't even know where to start with you, man. Let's start with Blackburn. Might as well start with Blackburn, man. So, is this your fourth season with them?
Yeah, for full season. Yeah, I was on loan before that, so it's my fourth season. Yeah,
fourth season, and you guys are, to be fair, you're only 3 points off from playoffs, and I'm not gonna lie to you, because obviously I chat to Bradley quite a bit, and I didn't think we'd be anywhere near there, to be honest, earlier on in the season. But 3 points off playoffs. What's the mood like in the camp? You don't think you can do it?
Yeah, why not? We've run on the radar all season, and that's kind of how we've want to talk about us, not mentioned us. Which is, we've got a great group of lads, with a lot of quality with us, so we knew we were capable of a shout. So 9 games to go, 3 points off the playoffs. We've got to get every ounce of luck to make sure we can get into the playoffs in the final game.
I can tell you're really good with media. You've got great media answers. I think you're the best so far. I think, oh, what a creature! Oh, bloody hell!
All right, cut dog.
So yeah, at the beginning of the season, what was that Blackburn's main objectives anyway?
To be fair, we spoke about playoffs. We had a good run last year where we were around February, March time. We were within 3 points. Yeah, and then that way, didn't have a big enough squad, I think, which was the main thing. we've added experience with John Owen, which has helped massively help the young boys as well. So we spoke about playoffs being the target, and to be in this with 9 games to go is great. Shows how far we've come as well from last season. So, like I say, everyone's been training hard, been off, and it's a chance to get the Premier League. So we have to give it everything within these 9 games. It's going to be different with no fans, but everyone's going to be in the same boat. So it's just who deals with the best.
When you look back at the season, though, which games would you say stick out as ones that you should have really come away with a win or something, or a point more than you should have?
Oh, there's been a few. We tend to shoot ourselves in the foot. I remember we battered Charlton at home for the game of the season and ended up getting beat. Big Lyle Taylor scored towards the end of the game. Luton at home. A team, if you want to get in the playoffs, no disrespect, you need to be beating teams at home. We got turned over by them, so we got silly points, but we're still in with a fight, which is the most important thing.
What's you guys' like when you say you shoot yourself in the foot? What's been the biggest thing that lets you guys down? I don't know if you can. I don't want you to single anyone out, but is there one thing that just keeps happening time and time again? That you as a striker, you're just like, what are you doing?
We've had a bit of an when we tend to go 1-0 up, we flip quite early, go and hang on to the lead for more than 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That's probably bit us in the backside more than you would like, because probably we would have been in a way better position. That was the case last year. Obviously, we've cut out more than we would do last year, which is great to see an improvement. Like I say, hopefully we can keep that up, really.
Yeah, I see Josh McEachran's in here. Shout him out.
Joshy.
Big. Quick question before I forget. Bradley told me to ask you why you love garlic bread so much.
Love that. I thought he's deflected that onto me. That's brilliant.
Yeah, I don't know what the story is behind that, but he just said, yeah.
Cal Balasag is back. He loves the garlic bread more than that.
But you see, you guys have to come back now. What's been? I like to ask players about their take on having to come back and everything. When you look at the rules regarding you got to sit meters away from people, but you're allowed to do full 11 against 11 contact. How do you see that? What goes through your mind when that happens?
It's been strange because, like, the first week we were in groups of 5. We were literally all around mannequins, 4, 5, 6 yards away from each other. So it was kind of strange, and we feel kind of safe. We have tests twice a week. If one's got symptoms, they'll come into the training ground. So it's been strange. And there was a phase 1, and we moved on to phase 2, where it was groups.
Sir, can you guys in the comments let me know if he's cutting out? It might be me. It might be. I don't know if they can see that your sound is cutting in and out.
I think it's your signal.
Can't be me. Definitely not. Definitely not me. I think you got a couple slices of garlic bread behind the cam. Yeah, it says you're cutting out a bit, so I don't know.
I don't know what it is. It says I've got 4G and full reception.
No, I don't know. It's just something to do with. Have you got a headpiece or anything?
No, nothing. Just me long locks.
No, I'm asking you. Have you got one that you could use, Danny?
I have at home. Sorry, I have at home, but I'm at my father-in-law's because the kids will be running riot. So have you got a quick look? See if he's got any ones.
Okay, go quick. Go.
2 seconds.
I'll keep these entertained, mate.
I'm going for garlic bread, really.
So yeah, got better now. He's got better. Just says he's cutting out. I don't know how to keep you lot. Some garlic bread crumbs are in the box. Oh yeah, guys, if you lot have actually got any questions, type them in and I'll ask them. I'll try and get through as many questions as possible for him. There's so much that we need to get through, but if you just got any questions, then just put them in. Obviously, as well, I'm actually part of a podcast called Counter Attack. So if you want to see more of these, Harry Chapman prompts eating these speakers. How much does he eat? if you've got any, if you want to see any more of these things in regards to me talking to players, and just check out Counter Attack Pod right there. Make sure you guys all follow, where we've got giveaways, we've got interviews with players. Shall I say who I've got tomorrow on here already? I want to say who I've got, but I don't know. No, I'll save that. So, yeah.
I can't find any.
I bet you didn't even look, mate. But why didn't he give me his top when we went up against Doncaster?
Why didn't? No, I couldn't give that. Keep it for myself. Emotion. I keep that top.
It's funny because on that, actually, when you guys went down, I know we were talking about something else before, but while we're here, when you guys went down, was it an easy decision to actually stay with Blackburn at that time?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, it was. I had a few offers there, but I felt as though I was part of the team that went down. I was happy at the club. I told it to everyone. It wasn't just me. There was Charlie Mulgrew, Darryl Lenihan, who had good.
Yeah.
He stuck by us as well. So it was great. Everyone stuck together, and I think personally the relegation club back on side. We lost 30 games and the fans bought it and they've been great. So I think it was a blessing that guys are low at the time.
Yeah, because I know for a lot of people, once they go down, it's just like, forget this. And obviously you had played in the Prem at this point. You had been in the Championship. So to go down to League One I can imagine it would have been a bit like, hold on, like I don't want to get stuck in it.
Yeah, it was. Listen, we wanted with the first attempt, which is obvious. I think you can tell that not many people leave the football club. We lost 2 games with Southend and Doncaster, and I think that helped as well. Thinking, if there was thought if it was going to be easy to get back up, like by then through results we were bottom. We'd only scored all in them games, so that helped us a bit. And I think we beat Bradford 1-0, and ever since then, mate, we just kept on really. It was a great season to be part of. Yeah.
So, what would you say has been your best season? Like in regards to, it might not even be in regards to goals, but just the season where you look back and think, this is the year that was really, really good for me.
I think I kind of had 2, mate. There was the last season Watford, in terms of goals, and I had a target when I left Middlesbrough in the Premier League to get back there one day and play week in, week out in the Premier League. And the second season at Watford, I was flying. Everything I touched seemed to go in. And obviously the first season at Swansea, where I signed in the summer, and I think we ended up 10th or 11th.
Yeah, that was a good team you had there.
Yeah, I remember we played Arsenal at home, and everyone was saying you can't play the way he's up teams. We ended up beating them. We beat them quite well in the end.
Yeah, I remember, mate.
We had a lot of possession against them, which was great. So probably the 2 seasons, I would say, the Championship one at Watford because of the amount of goals I scored, and the first season at Swansea was because of playing well in the Premier League.
Yeah, who was your was it Brian Laudrup?
No, we had it was Brendan Rodgers the first season. He went to Liverpool, and then it was Michael Laudrup.
I said Brian. Yeah, sorry, I meant Michael Laudrup. It's funny though because I had Leroy Lita on my podcast before. Yeah, I had Leroy Lita on my podcast, and he absolutely slaughtered Laudrup. He absolutely slaughtered Laudrup, and he said how the gods were on his side. I don't expect you to slaughter him, by the way, don't worry. But he said the gods were on his side because you guys actually won a trophy, but he just weren't a great manager for him. And like, you actually left when Laudrup was there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and for you, what changed? Was it literally Michu, or was it a thing of he just didn't fancy you?
No, to be fair, started the season, mate. I remember the start of the season when we beat QPR away 5-0. and then we beat West Ham from 3-0 first 2 games. Playing, scored in the West Ham game. After that, I found myself out the team, and I mean, he was unplayable in most games, mate. He was a breath of fresh air. And then I got back in the team around the December time, and I scored 4 in 5 games, something like that.
And then he got back.
And then I was out. And for me, mate, it's all about playing football. I didn't dislike Michael Laudrup. I think he walked into a job at Swansea where everything was in place. From Brendan previous, all just got started. Swansea had their way of playing, and he come in that job with the players had a year's more experience from the league, and it's kind of fit from. But by the way, what a player he was a better player, Michael Laudrup.
Who? Michu?
No, Michu. Michu was great, but
it's because you're still cutting up. So I'm just trying to.
Michael Laudrup when he joined in train.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. I think you said that as well, Lita. That he used to flick over people's heads and everything.
So good he was.
Let me try and move him up to see if let's put this bit on there. I don't know. Hopefully that'll be a bit better. I've moved away from my good angles, so.
I just put the face on.
But yeah, so was it a tough decision for you in the end to leave? Because you actually left in January as well.
Yeah, it was tough, mate. But at the end of the day, I was all about playing football. I wanted to be playing week in, week out, and I obviously knew that wasn't going to be the case at Swansea. So I felt it was time to move on to Sunderland in the January, and obviously looking back at the time at Sunderland was a tough spot, but I think that's part and parcel of football, mate. You take your ups and your downs.
Oh, did you hear that? That's my laptop going off. Yeah, but staying on Swansea, there's a couple of players that I noticed that you played with. Well, I remember you playing with, and just tell me what they were like. So the first one I've got is Routledge.
Routledge, what a guy. I think the first season with Brendan, he didn't really play a lot. It was Scott Sinclair and Nathan Dyer. I got really well about next door to him in the tower Swansea. He's still a guy I speak to now. Great player. I think he's had more clubs than me. But yeah, he's gone on to be a legend, mate. I'm delighted family how well it's gone the move.
Next one, Joe Allen.
Quality. He was quality, mate. From the first day I got in there, obviously I heard a lot about him because he was a young lad at the time. Very rarely give the ball away, up and down the pitch, but it could also play, which is the most important thing. It could also pass on to a bigger club. That was always going to happen. So, great player, mate. Really.
Yeah. Looking back, though, did you ever think to yourself, you should have maybe stayed the whole season as opposed to leaving in January? Or do you actually feel that, looking back, that was the right thing for you?
That's a tough question, to be honest. I'm not too sure. At the time, I felt it was always the right thing to do. And like I said before, I'm all about playing football, mate. And I felt it was all that going to happen with what I'm doing, and the fact that I'd scored 4 and 5 and I still couldn't play the game after that. So I kind of knew it was the right thing to do at the time.
Yeah. What goes through your mind, though? You said you had those 2 seasons at Watford, great seasons. You got your move to Swansea, first season, great. And then, when Michu actually walks in through the door, is it a thing of hold on, what's going on here? And did you know that he would maybe be the starter, or was it a thing of where you're just it's just another player coming in and you're the main man?
To be fair, mate, it was strange because he come in to be a 10 to play that.
Yeah.
And then that's how it started. And then once he went up front, mate, just become this goal-scoring machine. And like I said before, mate, played with arrogance, but off the pitch, he was also quiet, a great guy. talk to, and he loved a bit of banter, which I like myself as well. So for whatever reason, he ended up playing as a 9, and he got ever so well, mate. And quite sure he stayed up there because I think he got something 20 goals that season.
What happened to him after he left? Did he get some sort of injury or something?
I think he had some sort of injury with his ankles, mate. Yeah, and then I seen he was playing third division in Spain at some point.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. I think it was like his brother's team or something.
Yeah, he got moved to Napoli, didn't he, on loan from Swansea?
Yeah.
In terms of sort of, the injuries must have been bad, mate, and then he's just obviously ended up playing for his brother's team, like you said, in the third tier.
What's been your worst injury?
My worst injury was probably 19 years old at Michu. I had a stress fracture of my tibia, which kept me out for 4 months. Literally couldn't do any sort of physical exercise until it was completely.
What team were you at when that happened?
I was at Middlesbrough at the time.
Oh, okay.
When I come through, and obviously not being able to train and eat so much garlic bread didn't help me.
Yeah. So let's go into Sunderland. Because you actually supported Newcastle as a youngster, didn't you?
Yeah, that got brought up a few times, to be fair. At the time, I was really looking forward to the challenge. I'm a North East lad. I'd been away for several years, and a chance to play for a big club in the North East was a big turn down. And then obviously I signed with Martin O'Neill, and then within 4 or 5 games he got sacked.
You got a sack, yeah.
Which was another nightmare. But yeah, it was tough, mate. I'm not gonna lie. The spot was so tough for a lot of different reasons, but it just didn't work out.
Yeah. Do you think that part of that didn't work out because maybe the fans were a bit hard on you at the beginning, or do you just were there other factors involved?
No, I think a lot of it was probably the Martin O'Neill situation. Didn't help me so soon into my career there. Obviously, and I was looking forward to working with him because he's been a great manager wherever he's been, and we had some great players there at the time as well. So it was another challenge for me. But listen, mate, some moves don't work out, and that Sunderland one was a disaster. But it's part and parcel of football. I keep saying you take your highs with your lows. Nothing's going to be plain sailing.
When you're actually, we're going to move away from this. I don't want you to start like crying and stuff like that. But when you're actually going through that spell, what is it like for you as a striker? Like when you're actually going for a spell where you're not scoring, you're used to it. Is it a thing of it's going to turn around, or do you start getting into your head?
I think no, I didn't really get in my head. I'd been in that situation before early on in my career, mate, and I remember talking about it, saying, I probably hit away in the box where, as a striker, you should always know you're going to miss chances, and keep that belief that next opportunity you get to score. I think the most difficult part for me was Martin O'Neill getting sacked, and Paolo Di Canio coming in, and then Goose hitting.
Oh, he was. Well, I can't say he was terrible, but yeah.
And then I was in the under-23 dressing room with every single one of them that back in the first team squad. So it was a massive roller coaster off the pitch more than probably off. If I wasn't scoring, there was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes to deal with.
Yeah. When there are things going on behind the scenes, do you ever feel like you should actually let people know what's going on, or is it so hard to just actually let them know and actually be like, hang on, this is what's going on, that's what's going on, because everyone just looks at you and probably thinks, he's lost, when you don't actually really know. Do you ever get tempted to be like, this is what's happening, mate?
So many times, mate, just want to shout from the rooftops and let people know what's going on, but the way football goes now, mate, you say the wrong stuff, you get fined or stuff like that. So players tend to have to deal with it themselves, which at some point you've got to bite your tongue, because the FA been, and you probably end up saying the wrong thing. Time after time. So
Do you feel that now though? That the older you get, the more you're probably just like, "Ah, I don't even care anymore. I say what I like."
Yeah, there was an article in the press about Sam Gallagher a few months ago. So I
Mm.
come press guy and straight up just come out with it, and he ended up putting Instagram on private and stuff like that. But I've said with role models, it's tough because football's such a great sport, and there's a lot of kids watching, and you don't want to send out.
Yeah,
But at times the amount of abuse you get is hard to bite your tongue at times.
yeah. I don't. I think people don't realize just how much abuse you might get, and is it hard for you to not bite back?
Yeah, it's massively hard, mate. But then you're the one who's going to get fined a week's wages or 2 weeks' wages, so you're losing out twice as much. So it's hard, mate. But you just have to get on with it and deal with it.
Yeah, and it's you don't want to get fined when you're on your like 100K a week, man. It's really really.
Everyone just talks about money as well. Which you should complain and what have you, but
Yeah, it's crazy. Like they think just because you're paid well that you shouldn't have an opinion or that you're not human anymore, so they can just come at you whenever they want.
it's brilliant, mate. I've been on trains on the way home from opposition fans, and they're just slating you down the carriage, and you're dying to say back, but they've probably got a way to say something.
Yeah.
But listen, I'm old enough now. I just laugh it off and try and hit them back with some sort of banter.
Yeah. Question here, guys. Keep bringing your questions. I'm gonna start going through them in a bit. Your thoughts on Owen Coyle?
I don't know. You're gonna get me fined, you. Listen, for me, he was great. I was playing week in, week out, but in terms of organisation for a group of lads at the time, which we needed, we didn't really get. There was a lot of five-a-sides and fun sort of games when we didn't really need it.
Yeah.
So it was kind of tough. It was obvious he was going to get sacked at one point.
Yeah. So when these managers are going to get like the sack or whatever, can you feel it coming within the club, or do you just kind of oh no, let me just keep playing?
Yeah, you can kind of feel it. A lot of the voice from the fans to be getting back week after week, and something's going to eventually be done about it, and less of results tend to swing the other way. But you can kind of feel it's a strange feeling when the manager gets back, because everyone's quickly talking about who's going to, is he going to like me? Am I going to play? So it swings quite quickly, to be honest.
Yeah. Do you ever know like when have you ever been part of a situation where a manager's been sacked, and then like you're thinking, oh, that's a bit harsh. That's a bit harsh.
Yeah, I've got a great one. When I signed for Carlisle when I left Middlesbrough, we finished the season just outside the playoffs. So
Yeah.
Carlisle, obviously, I was playing week in, week out, 21-year-old. We started the new season that second summer, then we played Walsall away.
Yeah.
We drew one. We come in on the Monday, and the gaffer was sacked.
Oh wow.
I just signed. I was like, "What happened here?"
Yeah.
So that was strange. But it was one game into the season, and he got sacked. And to this day,
No, I think that's always harsh when you've actually achieved something, and then they just sack the manager off, man.
Normally you get games to see where you are in the new season. He got one, and we drew the game away from home, and he was gone. So it was a strange situation to be.
Yeah, that's probably got something to do more with like stuff that's going on behind the scenes. Oh, here he is, Bradley.
Oh, he is. He just finished his garlic bread.
So now how old are you? 34 now?
34, yeah.
Yeah, you're 34. At what point? Obviously, you probably still feel like you've got a long while to go, maybe. But at what point do you start thinking about life after football, or have you been thinking about life after football?
Yeah, I've been thinking about it, mate. Obviously, I've just started that new clothing range for Gatti, which is going to be live soon.
It's not live yet?
It's not live yet, mate. No, it's going to be live in hopefully 2 to 3 weeks, I'm hoping. I'm doing my B licence as well, and obviously going to do my A licence after that, because coaching is something I want to, probably have a go at. I don't want to fall out of football and then have to try and get back into it with the coaching side. So I'm going to be doing that as well, and see where that leads us.
Yeah. So I was going to ask if you agree to yourself coaching, actually. Is this coaching or managing as well?
Coaching is first. Possibly one day I'd like to be a manager. I don't know if I could be that serious, but as the older I get, the more I might mellow out. We'll see. But coaching to start with, and then if that leads into management, then so be it.
Yeah. Which managers have you played under where you're like, nah, this is like a really, really good manager? And which managers have you played under where you're like, oh, I could have done this session myself?
Kyle. I could do a 5-a-side session. But in terms of, the biggest impact off a manager I've had was probably Brendan Rodgers at Swansea. He had an unbelievable knack of looking after the players more who weren't playing than the ones who were playing.
Yeah.
Everyone was on, everyone just felt part of the squad. And I remember going in, we played Newcastle away, and he dropped me, and I walked out the office, and it wasn't till 15 minutes afterwards I'd realised I'd been dropped for the game. He just had a way of words, and the way he spoke to you was incredible. Yeah.
Could you tell when he was playing under him that, no, this manager's going to go on to represent at the top?
Oh yeah. Everything, he was so precise. Every single thing, mate. Every session, every down to the way you travel, eat, and everything was just like to the highest quality. There's no surprise he went on to Liverpool. Obviously, he done well there. They were so close to the league, and Celtics and the club, and now he's doing a great job with Leicester.
Yeah. Danny Rose, you played with him at Sunderland, sorry. What was he like for you?
I love Danny, mate. What a great guy. He was brilliant, mate. It was obviously going to go back and play for Tottenham at some point after that loan spell. He's done that well. But great on the, he's only 5'6", but he jumps 6'5". Got a great spring on him. He's up and down the pitch, and you can see how good of a career he's had with the amount of England caps as well he's had. Yeah.
Do you still kind of like stay up to date with football and watch it, or do you kind of just like it is what it is, like just there?
No, I'll still try and watch it as much as I can. Yeah, 100%. All sorts of leagues, La Liga, Italian league. Yeah, I'll watch pretty much most football if I get the chance with the kids. Yeah.
Who do you enjoy watching right now? What would you say? Charlton.
Who?
Charlton.
What's happening to your big centre floorboard? He doesn't want to play, does he?
I don't know. That's I don't know, mate. But in fact, that's actually a good topic. Wait, before we get there, worst ground you've played at very quickly.
Fleetwood.
Oh yeah, that's because they still got their ground from when they were like in conference, isn't it?
Yeah, they've still got that same ground, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, but very good question actually. So obviously you're talking about Lyle Taylor, right? Yeah. So I don't know what's going on there. I know what I've heard in the press, and I don't know, but I don't know what to say there. Do you get what I'm saying? But what I would say is, because your contract's running up, so how does it work with you then? Now, do you just extend while until the season's done, and then go on from there?
Yeah. So I think the club have a date to say who they keep until the end of the season. So as it rolls on, they'll make a decision on if they want to keep you or not really. So they could release you now, or they could keep you, and then your contract rolls on until the season's out. And it's a difficult situation, but I'm happy at Blackburn. So whatever happens, happens. But I would imagine that they'd roll a contract on until the end of the season, and then see what happens after that.
Okay, but it is a thing where you do want to stay.
Yeah, I'd love to stay, mate. Yeah, I love it at the club, but if they don't want to, I understand. I've been there 4 years, and they might want younger players to come in and move the club in a different direction, which is fine. And you move on. It's part and parcel of football.
Yeah, but you wouldn't say, or would you say that at this age now, if you was to leave, do you think you'd struggle to find another team in the Championship?
I don't know. It's a good question. I'm not too sure, mate, to be honest. I think with what's going on and the finances within clubs might help me in terms of being a free agent and stuff like that. But I don't know, mate. I don't know. I'm one of them, mate. Whatever happens, happens. As long as I'm still playing professional football, I'm more than happy.
Yeah, is it something that maybe weighs on your mind though? Like, because for me, I don't know how you guys are able to just keep playing. Your contract's supposed to be up, but they expect you to keep playing at a high level when really and truly it's a ruthless sport, and they might just, okay, thank you, and you're gone. Is it something that stays on your mind?
They could say, listen, we want you to stay for the next 9 games. And after that, I might be out of a contract, but that's just part and parcel. Listen, I'm 34 now, so
yeah,
I'm kind of relaxed about the situation. If I have to move on. That's just the way football goes, and I've got my time. But if I do move on, there'll be no grudges held or anything like that. It'll be get on with it, and wish everyone the best.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, hopefully you get to stay around. I know Bradley would be heartbroken. So if you were,
you get all the garlic bread.
I need to actually get to the bottom of this garlic bread. How good of a signing was Stuart Downing?
Unreal, mate. He's probably our best player. He's been our best player this season, I would say, and he's 35. In terms of fitness, he's super fit. He's unbelievable on the ball. You can tell by the career he's had. He's been at Liverpool, West Ham, over 30 caps for England. I think it was a great signing as well in terms of experience, which I said before we needed. So he's been a super signing, I think.
Yeah. So when you see him training, can you just instantly see that, oh no, this guy's played that high level for a long time?
Yeah, basically in training, 11v11s, he'll slow the game down to his pace. He's that good. So yeah, he's a great pro, mate, and he's great to have around the place. And I wouldn't be too surprised if Blackburn offer him a new deal.
Yeah. Oh, he's out of contract as well.
Yeah, he's in the same boat as me. Yeah, I think it's all the pensioners up in the summer.
Yeah. Do you think you're looking at it? It's because I remember years back, football used to be not an old man's game, but it definitely weighed heavily more on the experience side of things. Do you look at football now and see it as it's a young man's game?
Yeah, everyone wants big, powerful, fit, athletic, young players. Basically, that's the way the game's going. The game's being played at these days is a complete different scale to when I first come through as a young lad at Middlesbrough. So that's the way it's going, mate. But you just have to adapt, mate. Listen, I'm 34. Last year I got Player of the Year at 33 years old. So you just got to get on with it and show what you're capable of, and hopefully that's enough to keep you going.
Yeah, a lot of it is how you feel. How you feel rather than the actual age. And like you said, you're still doing it. It's not like you're struggling. So yeah, I personally think Blackburn should offer you a new deal, but it's not up to me. So if it was left up to me, I'd get a contract next year from Blackburn.
Let's hope that happens.
Say again?
Let's hope that happens.
Yeah. Let's hope so, because then you've got to start thinking about your whole family and having to, relocate them and everything. So, I think a lot of people don't, they forget about that as well. That you can't. It's not just you that you have to think about.
Yeah.
You've got to think about your whole family.
Thing, mate. At my age, I don't want to be, lumping my daughter in and out of different schools. So wherever I go, I'll probably just be me, and I would have to go home on days off and stuff like that. But if that's what I've got to do to prolong my career, then so be it.
Yeah. So it's funny because a lot of the comments I'm seeing, like they want you to stay. So I'm
Yeah.
sure has been our best player. Also, he's had a good season from what I can see.
Yeah, I would say it's pretty close. Downland first, and then closely followed by Armstrong, in my opinion.
Yeah, from what I've seen, I would agree, but I haven't forgiven him for a miss against Brentford. I don't know if you remember that one. 2-2. 2-2 from 2-0 to 2-2.
And yeah.
Yeah.
He scored 2 that game, didn't he?
Okay, mate. Right. Okay, mate. You should have tucked that one away. No, but it's so brutal. Do you get what I'm saying? Like you just said, he scored 2 that game, and I'm just saying, I don't care. He missed that chance.
That's the thing. Everyone remembers the miss more than the goals. It's funny.
No, it's so crazy, man. Which team has impressed you in Championship this year?
There's probably 2. Brentford are a really, really good, strong team, and Leeds.
Yeah.
Non-stop when they run, and they're constantly running, but they've got great quality. They know exactly how one another plays, and them 2 have probably been the teams we played.
Yeah. Who's been the most difficult defender you've come up against this year?
Ooh, I haven't played a lot.
You know what? I'm trying to position this thing to make it seem like you've been hella active and whatever, but at least you're honest about it, mate.
I always think Pontus Jansson's a tough one to play against. Big boy, strong, better on the ball than probably people think. So I'd probably say Jansson.
Okay, here's one then. Best defender you have ever played against?
Vidic.
Oh,
Vidic.
What a name.
He is unreal. He would literally hit the back of your head ball. He was an old school defender, but way better on the ball than people thought.
Yeah.
He was unreal, and I think him and Ferdinand complemented each other really well. That's why
Yeah, Rio's my favourite defender ever.
Yeah,
he's my favourite defender ever. And then Vidic would make my top 5.
They must be the best pairing now.
Say again?
They must be the best pairing. The pair that them two.
Yeah. We've had this debate on my podcast before, and then I get a bag of Chelsea fans telling me about Terry and Carvalho, which I'm not having. And then now, because Liverpool are winning, you get all the Liverpool fans telling me Van Dijk and Gomez.
Yeah.
But Liverpool are, their fan base is just a bit.
I think over the course of 5 or 6 years, he's been the best. I see where people are saying Gomez, they start winning the league, they could be held up in that same situation. But
yeah. No, Adams and Bolt.
Stop showing your age.
Hello, do you know what I mean? Thoughts on Chris? Oh, this guy's got a bag of questions, but thoughts on Chris Brown as fellow striker?
Chris Brown, he was at Blackburn with us. He had a tough time at Blackburn, to be honest. I don't think he scored a goal in the time he was there, and I think a lot of the Blackburn fans, made him aware of that. So, I didn't really play that much with Brown, to be honest. When I come in on loan at the end of January, I was only with Brownie till the last game of the season, so I didn't really play a lot with him. But the lad, great guy.
Yeah. Who's been your favourite strike partner that you've had over the years?
Not Michu, because he took me place. It's got to be Daki, I think.
I think he was in it, actually.
Just the way we complemented each other. We had 2 great seasons. The League One season, the season back in the Championship, we had a good understanding, and we scored a lot of goals, and I assisted him a lot more than he assisted me, which is strange for I would say Daki.
Okay, cool. What I'm going to tell you to do now is on my lives with players, we always get them to give me their five-a-side of people they played with. Your best five-a-side with people that you've played with. So, floor is yours.
Michel Vorm in goal.
Okay, Swansea.
He was a cat.
Mm,
He was unreal.
yeah.
So he's gone in.
It's funny. Sorry, it's funny that because I remember him at Swansea being an unreal keeper. So then when he goes to like a Tottenham and becomes number two, it's so mind-boggling to me. Like, but I don't know.
He must have been there thinking he was going to challenge for the number one spot.
Mm.
And then obviously that's not worked out. And it's tough for a goalkeeper because if you're not playing, mate, not playing for a number of years, then it's hard to get a club where they are going to take you because you have to pay for that length of time.
Mm.
So it is tough. But that season at Swansea, he was unreal.
Yeah. Mm.
I wasn't surprised he got a move, to be fair.
Yeah. Okay, so Michel Vaughan in goal. That's your goalkeeper, sorted.
Williams.
Ashley Williams. Oh, yeah. He was unreal for a good couple of seasons.
And Wes Brown.
Oh, Sunderland.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You could still see at times at Sunderland how good of a defender he was in his prime.
Do you know where I think he suffered? Because he had Rio and Vidic.
Yeah.
In front of him. That's where he suffered for me because he was as good as any defender on his day. So that's what he suffered.
Would have walked into a top four club easily. Easily. That good.
Could you see John O'Shea, like how good he was as well?
Yeah, you could tell. Yeah, you could tell with the. Obviously, they were getting on a bit when they were Sunderland, but you could still see the quality. They read the game quicker than anyone else on the pitch, so you could still see had that ability in so many games for United.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So you got Michel Vaughan, Ashley Williams, Wes Brown,
Joe Allen.
Oh, come on. Doesn't give the ball away.
Five-a-side. Silky, like that. So I've got one more.
One more.
Centre floorboard. I'm not putting Ducky in because his head will blow up massively. Do you know what? I'm going to go Michu.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well done. I thought you were going to put Lito.
I'm going to go Michu, mate, because he was unreal.
Yeah.
Season, and like I said before, he's a breath of fresh air, mate. So I'm going to have to put him in purely for the.
It's so funny that you don't even have any sort of like not ill feeling because it's football at the end of the day, but I like seeing that you can actually hold your hands up and be like, nah, he deserved it. He was unreal.
Yeah, he did.
And not be bitter about it.
It's always been my nature, mate. And so I couldn't not put him in. You can't score 19 goals in your first season in the Premier League and not go in.
Yeah.
Too good of an achievement.
Okay. So there you go. Before you answer that, so just to run through your five-a-side because I'm going to put them all together and then see who's got like the best five-a-side. So Michel Vaughan in goal.
Yeah.
Ashley Williams, Wes Brown, centre backs. Joe Allen in the middle, and Michu up front. That's a good team, mate.
That's all right, that isn't it?
Yeah, that's a good team. That defense is one that ain't conceded many, mate, in a five-a-side.
You're not getting past the cat in that goal, the five-a-side goal. No chance to get past one.
Yeah, it's crazy. Okay, cool. So, best player in the Championship for you?
Ben Rama.
It's so funny. Literally, everyone I know or everyone I've spoken to who plays in the Championship, Ben Rama is literally the standout person.
100%. So much ability. Obviously scores a lot of goals as well from playing off the left. Assists goals. Skillful on the ball. Can travel with the ball. I'll be very surprised if Brentford don't go up and he stays. He'll definitely get a move at some point.
Do you think he's good enough to play? Because I saw he was linked with Chelsea. Do you think he's good enough to play? Well, I'm not going to ask you to be like he's not good enough, but can you see him playing for like a top four already?
Possibly. I think he's got all the attributes to do that. It's whether I think it becomes a different pressure when you're playing for Chelsea club than a so it'd be interesting to see. But I think he wouldn't be out of place if he went to a Chelsea or someone like that. No.
Yeah, I absolutely. I think he's definitely in my top 5 for Championship players. Definitely, Calvin Phillips is my number 1. That's no.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
But I like attacking players. So.
Yeah. Okay, Calvin Phillips is definitely my number 1, and then you've got the Ben Ramos and Ollie Watkins. He's had a really good season.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and I had Ollie on my podcast actually, funny enough, and he was saying that Ben Ramos absolutely unreal. So and also I've got a clip which I'm actually going to put out today, Brad, of what Ben Rama did to Bradley. Have you seen it?
Oh, I've not seen it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually gonna put it out. So I was meant to put it out before, and he messaged me saying, don't put it out." Yeah, and I'm definitely gonna put that out. So, guys, we've got about just under 10 minutes left. There he is in the comments.
There he is. Calvin way better than you, Brad.
Gosh. Okay, you've kind of answered this question, but I think this might have been a late comer. Danny, what do you think of our chances of promotion?
Very realistic. I don't think. I think it's very realistic, to be perfectly honest. I don't see what we've got to lose.
Yeah.
With 9 games to go, so let's just give it a right go, mate. I think we've got a good chance.
Yeah. If you could meet any player, dead or alive, who would it be?
Messi.
Oh.
Messi.
That's a good one.
By far the best in the world.
It's funny because I think he's the best player, but I don't think he'll go down as. Obviously, people like to compare him and Ronaldo, but they're just two great players. But I think Messi's a better player.
Yeah.
But I think Ronaldo will go down as the greater player out of them two.
Yeah, possibly. I think we should just appreciate them both.
Yes.
How good they are.
It's unreal, man.
In our lifetime, 2 players going toe to toe, season after season, 10, 11 years, no chance.
Who's your best ever player though? Like growing up, who?
Shearer.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he the reason why you decided to come and play striker?
Be a striker, yeah, 100%. Loved him.
Oh wow! Oh, but you support Newcastle though, growing up.
Oh, stop mentioning it, man.
Newcastle.
Nah, like just he scored all types of different goals. He wasn't massive, but he was great in the air. He was so strong.
I remember there was he was coming to the back end of his career. I remember there were question marks over if he could still do it, and he literally just kept banging in goals. I remember a volley against Everton, I think it was. Yeah, but it's funny though, because when people talk about their top strikers in Premier League history, they don't really mention him, even though he's got he's got the most goals, and they don't really mention him. It's
strange because he played for Southampton, Blackburn when they won the league, and Newcastle, and obviously Henry's and Aguero's have all played for teams who've dominated year after year.
Yeah.
He still doesn't get mentioned as much when he's way out in front of goals. Yeah. So I think he should get mentioned more, to be honest.
No, 100%. Just trying to get through. There's so many, but some of these questions are a bit rubbish. I shouldn't really say that. What do you think about Gateshead, DC?
I think he's meant to put FC there.
Oh, I was about to say, yeah.
I love Gateshead, mate. I love Gateshead. That's where I was born. I look out for the results, and I know there's been a tough time going on off the pitch with the own stuff like that. Hopefully one day, towards the back end of my career, I'd like to try and get a seat there and play for me one time. It would be nice.
Yeah. Quickly, you guys have. I've spoken to Brad about this guy. You guys have a right back.
Ryan.
Who?
Ryan Nyambi.
Oh, is that who's in the comments?
I think so.
How far can Ryan be go? Oh, is that him, the right back?
He can go. He'll definitely play in the Premier League.
Yeah, because I remember I went to you guys' game against Charlton, funny enough.
Yeah.
And that was my first time really seeing him.
Yeah.
And he's ridiculous.
He's rapid. He's so quick. And the best thing about Rye is he works so hard off the pitch on his crossing and simple passes, which he probably wasn't great at the first 18 months he brought into the team.
Yeah.
Getting the benefits from it now, all that hard work he's put in, which is great to see.
Do you and Tony Mowbray get on well?
Like a house on fire. We all get on well, all the staff. Players, I think I could pretty much vouch for everyone. We all get on and we all try to pull together in the right direction. Is probably why we've had a great season.
What was it about Blackburn which initially attracted you? Why did you pick them?
So obviously it was they come in for me on loan when Paul Lambert was there.
Yeah, I remember that one.
And obviously I wasn't playing, so again to go out and get some games and play manager was great for me. And I had a good end of the season. Scored 7 goals in 18 games, I think. And I kind of felt as though that was the right place for me. The deal I had at Sunderland, so I made the deal permanent. I've loved it ever since.
Yeah, I mean it seems like a good fit for you, and I can tell you genuinely enjoy it there. And one thing I do love about you though is when you score a goal, you milk that celebration. You absolutely love it.
I always got told to celebrate like it's your last.
Yeah.
So that's what I tend to do. Even at 34, mate, I celebrate like a 10-year-old in the park.
Yeah, no, honestly, I love that. And I always say, when I see strikers score and they just absolutely milk it, I don't like it when I see strikers not celebrate.
Yeah.
I don't like that. So that's why I always love someone like Jermaine Defoe. Do you know what I mean? Just absolutely celebrate.
Training him.
Say again?
He used to celebrate in training.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, he loved scoring goals, mate. It was great to see him. Obviously, when he come to Sunderland, mate, to sit back and watch, how he approached the game. And he was first in the training ground, last out. He was always stretching. He was doing finishing before and after sessions.
Yeah.
It was just crazy to see that caliber do that much training.
Yeah. Okay, well, guys, I've just been given the 2-minute warning here. So I hope you've had a good time, Danny, man. Honestly, thank you so much for doing this, man.
Thanks for having me, buddy. It's been enjoyable.
Yeah, man. And guys, if you need to see more, just follow Counter Attack Pod, and which is there pinned up. And I'm back tomorrow with Watford's Adrian Mariappa. So that should be a good one. But yeah, Danny, all the best. I hope they give you that contract. It's funny though, because in the ideal world, they'll give it to you just because of loyalty. Do you know what I mean? But football don't work like that. Do you know what I mean? Football don't work like that. So it's yeah. Anyway, but love for that. This is gonna go up on YouTube when it comes out. I'm sure I'll let you know. But thanks, man.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
Yeah, guys, in a bit.
See you later.
See ya.